Welcome to the Soul Food Podcast.
The words that feed your soul.
I'm Mekhia.
And I'm Mehlnae.
So let's get started.
Okay, so today, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for listening into our podcast and, just supporting us because this is really important to us. So I just want to say thank you. But today we're going to talk about mental health and just how it's been affecting everybody, especially at this time during the pandemic, during the Black Lives Matter movement. Personally, I have been struggling a little bit, and I didn't think I would. When this pandemic came about and coronavirus started surfacing and stuff, I'm like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, okay, cool, like I'll be taking classes online, I don't have to drive to school. But I didn't really realize how blessed I was with waking up and getting in the car and driving to campus. Like we don't realize the little things. So I've been struggling with that because you're just cooped up in the house all day and your thoughts can consume you, which my thoughts were before, and I had to step back and say, okay, you know what, you are not going to let this overtake you. You are going to get your mind right. So I did certain things like meditating and stuff like that, whatever, to get my mind right. And then this all happened with, George Floyd, and it's crazy because I really didn't think it would affect me this much, but I really had to put it into perspective, like, whoa, this could have been my father. This could have been, my brother. So then it started taking a toll on me again. But I think it's just all about stepping back. First, letting yourself go through the emotions. Sometimes when you try to run away from the emotions, it makes it worse because you're not facing the problem, facing the emotions. And that's what I was trying to do for a little bit. But then I was like, okay, you know what? Just let yourself go through the emotions. If you want to be angry, be angry. If you want to be sad, be sad, and then deal with that. So I dealt with that. And then I think going to peaceful protests helped me a lot, because it let my anger out. And, just doing little things, like I said, meditating, praying, definitely just helped me, because one thing I don't want to do is let, negative, let the devil overtake my mind. Because I feel like when you're more angry, and instead of you picking out the positive things in situations, or the way that you're blessed in situations, then it's easier to let the devil into your head and harder to let God into your heart. So that's just what I had to do. I'm doing better. How are you doing, Mika?
I would say, for the beginning of when COVID and all that happened, I think I was okay, 2 weeks, because my university told me okay, you got 2 weeks and then you can come back. So I had a little feeling my heart okay, I'm probably not coming back. So I took a good amount of my stuff home, but I really should have took more home. But I was type, okay, this is the time, just like you said, I was going to be at home, online classes, and I was already taking a few online classes before, so it really wasn't that bad to me. But then when I realized, oh my gosh, I got to be in a house for 2 months, that, I didn't like that at all. And I'm used to moving fast, doing a bunch of stuff.
Because you're doing a lot of stuff on campus.
Yeah, so I'm I was used to doing all that, and then just sitting at home. It really could be unmotivating, if that's a word or whatever. Yeah. But I just felt that I was getting really sluggish at one point. I want to say for a good 2 weeks, I was probably getting really sluggish. Didn't want to do anything. I would wake up, log on to my classes, and while logging on to my class, I'd be knocked out. I wake up, if my class started at 11 o'clock, I woke up at 11 o'clock, logged on, and went back to bed. I just was so unmotivated, and I still ended off with good grades, but I was just unmotivated. I really wasn't paying attention, and I had to find an outlet that was going to keep me motivated. So I kind of did a little routine for myself. I know some people said they woke up early, Now that was a dub for me waking up early, because to me it's what am I waking up to do? I'm not waking up to really going anywhere. So what I would do was I would try to make up, I was up by 12:01, wake up, set a routine for myself, exercise, do this, do that, just staying motivated and all that. And that's how I kept myself, grounded. And then picking up online things. I think it's important for especially people who are stuck in the house, and maybe they're suffering right now due to being stuck in the house, and maybe they're around family members that they really don't want to associate themselves with.
Right.
Utilize online. Like, they have opportunities. There's different internships that are online that maybe you wouldn't have been able to get because maybe it's in Chicago and you live in New Jersey. And now you're probably going to be able to get that since it's online and it's virtual. So, like, utilizing different
or just
opportunities.
learning certain things. Like, I know I didn't do it, but I wanted to go out and paint. Just, you can bring out different sides of you that you never knew in a time like this. You know, you could be an artist and you never knew it, you know. It's just different things.
And tapping into your creative side. Like, out of quarantine, I don't believe you should get something physical out of it in a sense, but I think that if you do, that's a good thing. If you make more money, if you do a business, that's a wonderful. But I think most important for everyone, you should become a better you, a better person. You shouldn't be the same person you were before the pandemic. And if you are, you kind of got to reflect on yourself. Like, why am I still thinking the same way? Why do I still have the same mindset? Why am I not growing? Because it's okay to grow and not stay the same, and it's also okay to grow away from people. I think sometimes when we grow away from people, we kind of get a little discouraged. Like, okay, am I doing something wrong? Like, what's going on? But some things are just no longer, like,
it's not working.
Yeah, it's not working, and it's your mind is this way and their mind is that way, and that's just all it is. And it's not a negative thing sometimes. And I know probably during this pandemic right now, a lot of friendships, a lot of relationships are not, like, holding on because it's showing that maybe there wasn't a strong foundation to begin with. And how would I say it? Like, I feel like this is really showing you who the true people are in the world and who really is there for you and all that. And I think it's also important for all of us to reach out to each other. Of course, during this whole, the George Floyd situation, I think it's important to reach out and tell people, like, how's your mental health going? How's your mental state?
Asking.
Like, what's going on? Like, how are you feeling during these times? And it's okay to log out and be like, I want to step back from this. I did that probably like 2 days in a row. I was like, I don't want to just be kind of consumed in this right now because it can overtake emotions. And I've had different conversations with other people and they're really like, it's hurting their heart. And I do understand, but that's why sometimes I think it's important to back away and just debrief and all that, because your mental health is the most important thing at the end of the day. Like, if you're maybe not
expanding your mind.
Exactly.
And I just wanted to say too that I think it's easy, like, for me, I've been in that like depressed state of mind, and thank God that I've got out of that, because I just had to tell myself, okay, you know what, this is not what's gonna happen to you. But some people can't do that because some people don't know how. And I'm not a psychologist, this is just my experience. What worked for me was that, okay, like I said, I had to step back, let myself go through the emotions. Okay, what is it that's bothering you? And then face that. And I just really had to, I prayed. All I did was pray. And then I realized, okay, you know what? I don't really have a routine. So maybe if you incorporate a routine, I see a lot of people working out. I see mad people working out now. It's like working out is a thing. I've even worked out more. And it's crazy because I always thought, oh no, I got to go to the gym, or I got to go outside and run.
Walk.
A simple walk. Going up your stairs, you know what I mean? Running up and down your stairs is an exercise. Doing ab workouts on YouTube. There's so many, what do they call, trainers on YouTube and stuff like that you could do their workouts.
Dance videos. People be doing all that,
So when you incorporate a routine, I can't remember her name on YouTube, but there's a woman, she said that she spends an hour of her day doing specific things. So that may be washing clothes, that may be exercising, meditating, that may be whatever you like to do, writing in a journal, praying, just so that so when you lay down at the end of the day, you're like, okay, I was productive for an hour of my day.
And it's mindfulness too.
And it's being aware
of what's going on.
Right. So I incorporated that into my routine. Just trying to have a routine so that you're not, when you're just laying in your bed and you're just letting your thoughts consume you, it's not, that's not helping really. But once you try to get a routine and try to stick with that routine and be committed to that routine, then it could be a lot easier as well. So that's just a suggestion, I guess.
It can be very easier, especially like I don't know, you just gotta get up, do something, like, even if it's just the littlest thing, like you said, cleaning up.
Right.
It could be the littlest thing, just do something.
Yeah.
And personally, I've never dealt with, like, I would say, like, you know, going through, like, something, like, with them, you know, with the different mental health issues when it comes to, like, depression or anxiety. And I know a lot of people around me who do have anxiety. But one thing I could say is that I still work on it. I'm way better than I was a year ago, but I'm an overthinker.
Right.
So kind of I maybe think of, like, something probably won't even be there, but in my head it's there. I may not express it, but in my head it's consuming
and
me.
You're
like,
making yourself believe that it's there.
And now what I've worked on, and I've been so much better at it, but I've kind of been like, okay, this is what it is. I didn't get those other things. It wasn't brought to the forefront.
Right.
So this is what it is. I'm not gonna let, you know, some people are like, okay, right now I know a lot of people feel like they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing in life because, you know, COVID has put a pause on a lot of our lives.
Right.
And that this is what's supposed to happen. And it may seem like a thing like where I'm about to be 21 and I'm still not doing enough, but you have to think about it this way. For instance, me and Mehlnae have these conversations where it's like, okay, we're about to be 21, but sometimes I be feeling like, okay, am I doing enough? Am I where I'm supposed to be in life? But then I sit back and I reflect on what I'm doing, and it's like, okay, yes, I am where I'm supposed to be in life, and I'm going to keep growing to where I need to be.
And that's just a natural thought when you have goals that you want to accomplish and you set the bar high for yourself. I think that's natural to think, am I where I'm supposed to be? Because there are some people who are fine. And let's be honest, not really doing anything with their life, and they're fine with that.
Content.
So I think, so I think that shows where your mindset is when you do question yourself. You know, am I where I'm supposed to be? But at the end of the day, we're only 21. Like, I really have to tell myself that, like, yes, I am getting older, but, like, we're only 21, and if we try to rush things, it may not be God's plan. You know, it may not work out. So. Yeah.
And we all got different paths in life. So what path I'm supposed to go down doesn't mean that's what path you're supposed to go down.
Right.
It can keep going on. We all have different paths. So I think, especially with social media, that kind of affects mental health because people feel like they feel like they need to keep up with other people. They feel like, okay, well, this person doing this and doing that. Okay, but I'm not doing that. What's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? And it's like, no, that person, that's what they're supposed to be doing. That's their path. But people, whatever glitz, what did it say? Everything that glitz ain't gold?
Something like that.
Whatever. Yeah,
You
something
got
like
it.
that. Yeah, something that glitz ain't gold. Everything that glitz ain't gold or whatever.
Like that, yeah.
But a lot of people like to...
you said, people like to smile on Instagram, but they may not necessarily be happy.
And they sad in real life. So
like
it's like...
the relationship goals.
It's
relationship
goals. It's all about the image. Everything is about the image because I post what I want people to see, and that's how you're supposed to do. That's what people do.
Exactly.
You post what people like. You know
what you want people to see.
So it makes sense to why, you know, people may only post the happy times because that's what they want to post and that's their choice. But I think some people think, okay, this person's always doing this. They may be living life, but when they go back home, they could be very depressed, and you really don't know what's going on in people's lives. And I think it's important not to compare each other's lives because we all have different paths. We all have different journeys that we have to go down. So I think that social media is a good thing, but at the same time, it could be a very negative thing, especially for people's mental health. So I think that comparing yourself is not going to really get you to where you need to be, and you kind of should stay in your own lane and want to be competing with yourself. Like, I feel like you should compete with yourself. Okay, I did this last year. Okay, I'm about to do this year. And then, okay, I did that last year. Okay, I'm gonna do this year. Like, just keep evolving, keep growing, because you're the only one that can control your destiny. You control where you want to go. And I think sometimes we allow people to tell us we can't do things, and I don't know, like, that's one thing that kills me. Like, you're the only one that can stop wherever you want to do. You're the only one. No one else can.
Yeah. And that also why am I having a brain? That also connects with the people you have around you. You know, if you are hanging out with people who are just, let me be honest, smoking and drinking all day, you're probably gonna fall into that category. But if you're hanging around people who, like, I don't know, I'm just very keen on, like, hanging around people that have the same mindset as me. I know people aren't going to have the same opinions and views, but it has to be some type of even playing field. It has to be, because if I can't connect with you, or I feel like you're not if our friendship isn't benefiting me
helping
in
you
any
grow.
way, helping me grow, why are we around each other?
There's no point because you're staying stagnated, right? Stagnated. Right. Yeah, you're just staying the same.
Why are we around each other? So that's just how I feel. Like, it's important to have the right people around you. And I think some people also hold on to the idea, well, me and her or me and him been friends for 10 years since we was in first grade. Okay, and that's fine. We're not saying that you have to have beef with that person, or I'm not saying, you know, that you have to have beef with that person. I've been in situations where I've just seen myself grow out of the friendship.
But there's some people where you maybe just met them yesterday. They got better intentions for you than somebody you met 5 years ago.
Hey, speak it.
Time really don't mean nothing.
No,
time means nothing. And everyone, I'm pretty sure at one point you think, oh, okay, we've been friends for 5-6 years. Like, no, but somebody you met yesterday can have better intentions for you than somebody you knew all your life. And that's sad, but it's really honestly the truth. So time means absolutely nothing. And birds with a feather flock together. And of course, when you were younger, you're like, okay, well, she may be doing this, but I ain't doing that. And it's the truth. But as you get older, it's really, that really becomes true. Maybe not all the time when you're younger, but the older you get, that is true. So who you hang around, technically you're doing something that they were doing.
Yeah.
So I think that's important to watch the people you're around. Watch the company you keep. If you're around somebody that doesn't want to do anything all day, you're naturally going to get that kind of like that energy. I'm an energy person. So you're going to get all that. That's going to transfer over to you. Like, it's not going to motivate you to want to do anything. And if you're always
especially if you're hanging out with this person every day.
All the time.
And this is your best friend.
It's kind of hard for you to try to, grow. Because you need somebody that's going to also help you grow as well. And if you're only helping, if the relationship or friendship is only one-sided, that's an issue. That's a really big issue.
And it's important to get past that, oh, they may be mad at me, or I think we're not selfish enough. Like, and I had to realize that myself. Like, I'm not selfish enough. Like, I'm in friendships and I'm doing certain things that other people, trying to accommodate other people or trying to satisfy other people. And I'm like, nah, this year, I have to be selfish.
It's dedicated to yourself.
It's dedicated to myself. And this is like, what, 2-3 years ago? I'm like, no, like, we have to be more selfish. We have to want more for ourselves. Because ain't nobody going to want it like how you want it. Somebody else could want it for you so bad, but you have to be the one to go get it.
And you can't give nobody motivation. Like, it's sad. Like, I really wish I really could throw so many people motivation.
Yes,
but I can't. Yes. Like, you literally, I can't teach you how to be motivated. No. You literally have to find that within yourself. When you can see the potential
in somebody, it's just like, oh my gosh. Like, I've been there. I've seen the potential. And I've tried to talk to people like, yo, you have so much potential. I want you to be better. But if they don't think that, and that's when we were saying it last time, it starts with yourself. If they don't think that, it's not gonna happen.
If you don't believe it, you don't feel like you can see it at all. Like, you don't see it coming. You don't see it. If you don't believe it, you don't see it. So it's all about believing in yourself and knowing that if you are going through something, like, with mental health, knowing that you will get out of that. And you're not the only one going through that. You are not the only one going through that.
Yes.
Like, other people. Because
loneliness, to feel lonely is like the worst feeling almost in the world. Like, I can't even describe it. But there is someone else that is going through exactly what you are going through. I promise. Like, there's someone else that's going exactly. Because I felt lonely at a point. I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm the only one. But really, I'm not. And to really, like what you said, think about it. Like, that won't be you forever. Only if you let it be you. But, like, you really have to think, like, no, this is not. Yeah, I'm dealing with this right now, but I'm gonna face it like a warrior. You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna take
stomp through it.
Yeah.
Cause, like, I seen this post. They said Steve Harvey said, like, why, if you're going through hell, why would you stay in it? Like, why? You may be going through something very negative right now, but why stop here? Like, why are you just stopping in where you're at? Like, you don't want to get out of here. You don't want to try to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, because there is one, and a lot of people, they can't really see it, so they're content with, okay, stuff is going wrong, so I'm gonna stay where I'm at. Like, obviously I can't see myself making it out nowhere. Like, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life. But when you have that mindset, you're proving what your thoughts are thinking right. You're just proving it right. And the devil, a lot of those thoughts ain't your thoughts, but that's another discussion.
Right.
That's the devil trying to take over.
That's what we're going to talk about.
That's the devil trying, because I went through that before personally. And that's really scary, because thoughts that you've never had before will pop up in your head, and you're like, hold up, this ain't my thoughts. So I like delete those thoughts. I'm like, okay, these ain't my thoughts. But it was happening bad at one point. But I think people should, like I said, because that would be another discussion. We got to stay on topic a little bit. But don't be comfortable just where you're at. Be uncomfortable, like we were talking about before. It's okay to be uncomfortable when what you're going through, maybe someone that you met is maybe something uncomfortable for you. You're not used to them, but this is something you need to their personality. This thing, it's going to become comfortable when you're around it so much, and you learn how to adapt to it, and you learn how to grow through it. So I'm big on that. I'm very comfortable with being uncomfortable, and I love it, because it's like, okay, I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm around somebody that makes me a little uncomfortable, that I'm not used to, because but they're helping you grow. They're helping you grow, and it's okay. It's okay. You're learning more, and
but I think that also where like how, and when I say how, I mean some people, like I've talked to some people who are just like, how do I get out of this state? How do I? And I really don't know how to explain it to them, because I did it on my own, and that may not necessarily work for other people. So it's just, that's where the conversation comes into, like, how do I, like, some people really don't know the steps that they have to take to get out of, the mental state that they're in.
That's when you need to seek professional,
because
I always say this, I'm not a therapist. Like, I can give you my take on it. I can tell you what I would do. I am not a professional person. I am not a therapist. And that's why whenever I give advice to people, I'm like, okay, this is what I would do. Because if it doesn't go the way you plan for it, this is what I experienced, this is what I would do. So I think it's important to seek that professional help, or, well, most important to me is to seek in God. Seek to him, because he's the only one that honestly can help you out of that. And getting the professional help is doing the work behind it also. But then there's some people where maybe God will put some in them, like probably with you, Mehlnae, where it was like, it just like, it was kind of like an epiphany in a little bit, like, okay, I don't know how to describe it. Like, God will kind of put things like in you and through you that you kind of you can't really, I don't know, like you can't really explain it. Like, how do I word it? Like, there's certain things that's happened to me in life where it's like there's no other word to explain it, but that was God.
That was God, right?
So like, I really can't explain it, because I never can explain it in general. But there's certain things that happen to you in life, and certain like holes that you get sunk out of.
When you've had something happen to you, and you like managed to slip by a thread. Like, come on now, that is God.
It was God. You can't tell me it was nobody else.
And a lot of times I think we mistake, like you said, sometimes those thoughts are the devil, but sometimes it's actually God too. Like, God is telling you, look, I need you. You were specifically picked to do this job and to rise to the occasion. So I need you to go through this, whether that's mental health, and stuff like that, or whatever. Like, for example, maybe I went through that so we could do this podcast, so that we could share our experience, stuff like that. If I never went through that, I wouldn't have been able to share my experience, and somebody else may have not been able to relate. So it's just certain things that I realized too, because I used to be like that, like, nah, that was the devil. But then, like, I'm just like, hold on, that could be God too. It don't always have to be the devil. That could be God. Devil be working. Devil be working as hard as God do.
Yeah, he do.
So, it could be God just saying, you know what, I need you. Like, you were, like I said, everybody is created for a reason, like, and has a purpose. Like you always say, everybody has a purpose. And if we all knew the potential, that we all have, because I feel like when you're born, you have potential. When you're born, you have potential. And if we just knew our purpose, like, it's certain people that if God were to tell you, okay, you know what, this is your purpose, some people will rise to the occasion, some people will like, nah, that's not me.
Yeah, that ain't me. Like that.
Sorry, God. You can't
run away from it. You run away from it.
Yeah. and you run away from it.
And you're knocking your blessings. Like, you don't see what's right in front of you. But God gonna pop that thing back up again.
Yes.
And you're gonna be like, okay, maybe this is for me. So I think it's important.
God does not give up on you either.
Not at all. He's one person that will forever have your back to the end.
Yes.
To the end of time.
So just, if you are going through, you know, depression, anxiety, it just may be what you need to go through, you know, so that, you know, you can fulfill your purpose. But seek that professional help, you know, because there are some times when people come out of it and they're like, okay, I'm good, and go right back into it, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is just going to defeat me. No. Whatever you need to do, you are supposed to do whatever you need to do to get yourself healthy mentally. You have that right. Everything that you need to do. Professional help. If you feel like, you know, you need to, whatever it is you feel like you need to do to get your mind right, that's exactly what you need to do.
Because while people getting their body right, they need to get their mind right
yes,
too. Like, if you can't just have one thing right, it gotta all be on the same.
And that goes with
field.
Eating right too. We're gonna bring in nutrition and stuff like that as well. But that goes with eating right too. The things that you put into your body can also have an effect on your mental health. And a lot of people don't realize it. Like, it's what we put in our body is dangerous.
Yes. And it's stuff we put in our body every day that we really don't know what the effect could be and all that. But food is an addiction. I always talk about that. But like I said, that's a different thing for a different story. But kind of segueing over, suicide rates have went up over the past few months due to all this happening. It could be because of COVID, but also because of, you know, the George Floyd situation, and that, you know, that brought other things out to the light. And I just think that when I heard that when my mom told me, it kind of made me really sad, because I really feel for people who like feel like they don't like have a purpose, like you were just saying. Like, this is like one of the things I always stress, and how they feel like they don't want to be here anymore and they don't want to be on this earth. And I don't know, words can't describe how much that hurts me. I can't even imagine
how, like, the process, like the mind process, like, I don't know. I just know nobody should ever feel like they want to take their life, and that's just the most saddest thing to me. You feel like, you know, you don't belong here anymore. You shouldn't be here anymore. That's sad.
And people don't just wake up one day feeling like that. They've been feeling like
that
this for a long time, and then they decide to make that decision. But I think it is important, if anyone who is listening to this who may be battling through those emotions now, you know, just seek out help. Even if you want to, like, reach out to us. Me and Mehlnae are always open to, like, talking to people and being that open ear. Because I feel like that's important for all of us to listen to.
It's important
each
to
other. Listening. Not
to listen to respond, but to actually listen. Sometimes, you know, I do give my advice, but sometimes I just listen to people. And I've talked to people just like, you really just listen. Like, sometimes people don't want a response, because all they have been getting is responses and being judged, and they just literally want someone to listen to them. That's it. So, like we said before, reach out to your friends. Even if you reached out to your friends last week, reach out to them again, because you never know. And sometimes too, I think it's better to call, because you can't hear a person's voice
not through text. Because I can easily be like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm good.
Right.
And that doesn't really mean that you are. Like, it doesn't mean you are. And you never know when your last day is going to be. Like, with the situation maybe about a day ago with the individuals who went down to the beach, and I think it was a drunk driving situation. And they, some people are on critical condition, and then others have died, I believe. So it's just, you never know when your last day is going to be. So you want to make sure those last conversations you have with the important people in your life.
And we just want to say we're praying for strength for those families as well.
Because it's just sad.
It scares me to death that, let me not say that, but it scares me to know, like, I could be gone tomorrow, and I didn't even do what I wanted to do. So it's really just, and I think our generation too, we are worried about the next thing. Oh, I gotta do this, when really just take the time to cherish the moment. I cannot stress that enough. Really cherish the moment. Enjoy it, because you never know when your last days are gonna be. And I always say, when I wake up, I always say, okay, thank you for waking me up. It's just certain things that we don't understand, that, you know, we're so blessed. The fact that I have all, it sounds silly, but the fact that I have all 10 toes, I have all 10 fingers.
Because people don't have that.
I can talk.
But then people complain about walking, and we even may do it too sometimes.
Yeah, right,
but it's like, you got 10 feet. There's some people that wish they could walk. Like, so it's like little
just
things
going
like
downstairs,
that.
getting a drink of water could be a stretch. I'm like, oh
just
my
us
God.
being able to see out of our eyes,
smell,
everything.
taste.
Like, it's just, we take the little things in life for granted. And we
really
all
do.
naturally do it sometimes.
Right.
But it's like, when you realize you're doing it, okay, let me step back.
Right.
You know, just step back and catch yourself. And that's when you know you're growing and you know you're doing better. But I just see so many people complaining about everything underneath the sun. It'd be annoying me sometimes.
It's
like, you're complaining over foolishness when some people, like, wish they could, like, see and wish they could do certain things. And you're blessed to be able to, like, you know, do this every day, and you're complaining about being here. Whatever it is, you're complaining, but some people wish they were in your position, and you're complaining about it. So I think that we just got to cherish the moment, cherish the people in our lives, and look out for those people within our lives, because there's some people where it's an agenda behind why they're in people's lives. And if there's always an agenda,
they want something out of it.
Yeah, it's just sad.
For themselves.
Because it's just sad. Like, you shouldn't have... I don't know. It's different, like, you know, if you're in business positions and all that. And
but even sometimes in business positions, like we were talking before one day, like, if I gotta step on somebody's neck to get, you know, to that corporate position, I'm not doing it. I don't want it. I really don't want it. It's like, that's just how I am. But there's some people in this world, they don't care. Like, they do it to a family member. Like, nah, that's not me.
Just to get to where they need to go.
I can't do that. If I can't bring you with me, I don't want it. I don't want it. You know what I mean? Like, if I can't, like, I don't know, like, bring my team with me, or, like, I don't know.
Help elevate those people around you. Like, so I believe in, like, making certain sacrifices in a way, though, but I don't think that every sacrifice you make can be a positive thing. It's different if you, like, okay, I gotta cut this person out of my life right now because they're not helping elevate me, or you sacrifice your relationship for, you know, something you want to be somewhere in life, and that's that choice that you decide to take because that's where you want to be in life, and you feel like maybe you're getting consumed within this. So it's like different things that you could do to elevate yourself. But I feel like we most definitely went off topic. I feel like we most definitely did, and I'm trying to figure out how to bring it back. But that's naturally how it always goes.
But this is how our conversations go off recording. Like, we go off topic, and then we be like, "Wait, what was we just talking about?"
It just go from A to B, then Z, and it'd be like, "How we get to Z, and then it go back to N?" It's like, what? But yeah, I think just the moral of the story is that your mental health is important, and regardless of making money, regardless of wanting to be around these people, even though you love them so much, if they're not helping you mentally, if you feel like they're very negative, and if you feel like that job is really putting you in a negative mindset and negative position, then maybe you need to find something else, and maybe you need to find some other friends, or maybe you just need to be alone by yourself. And get
just
to know
yourself. Time for yourself.
Because a lot of people don't know themselves. And I thought before, like, okay, like, I know myself, but I'm learning. I know myself all the time. Like, I'm learning new things about myself. You can never fully know yourself.
No.
Never fully know yourself, but you know what you would do and certain things like that, but you're continuing to evolve. You shouldn't be the same person.
And just like, you know, I've been doing certain things that I didn't know I was even interested in. I'm like, wow, like, I took interest to that. It's just, you know, just trying to expand your mind. And it's so much to learn in this world. Imagine how much you won't know when you're gone.
That's true.
That's crazy.
There's a bunch of stuff we don't know that we don't know.
We'll never know.
But there's a bunch of stuff we think we know, but we really don't know. I think that's so funny to me. Like, there's so much how we think. It's probably false. It's probably true.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all remember that Boondocks episode, but I literally love that episode. Like, because it's literally sitting there like, what? Like, what? It can be confusing.
What Boondocks episode you talking
it's
about?
Called where it was like Huey and Riley with the two like rich white guys, but they were like thugs and stuff. And he was like, he said the absence of evidence is the evidence of absence. And then he said there's some things that we know we don't know, and he just said a bunch of other stuff. and then Riley was like, what? And he kept saying it. He's like, what? And then he just went off on it. It was so funny. That's one of my favorite scenes. But it makes sense. Everything he was saying makes sense, but it's confusing.
Right, yeah,
but it makes sense. It's like a bunch of things out there that we really don't know that we don't know. Like, because that's not where our mind is. There's so many. And then there's things that we think we know when you really don't know. You don't know at all. So it's like, I don't know. That's the beauty about life to me. It could be scary at the same time, though.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up. This was a really good conversation. But like we said before, you know, just really focus on you. Be selfish at this time. Like, it's okay to be selfish at this time. Focus on your mental health. You know, reevaluate the people that you're around. Reevaluate yourself, and you know, just take the certain steps to be a better you. You know, because we need good people. Like, I don't know. I feel like we always focus on the bad in the world. And I always say, I don't believe the world is bad. I think it's the people in it that make it bad. And everybody's not bad. Even yourself, you may think that you're a bad person and stuff like I've heard people talk so bad about themselves, but I see the good in them. That they don't, and it makes me sad that they don't see the good in themselves. And no, you're a good person. You've just been through certain things that, you know, may contribute to you acting a certain way.
And it's easier to be negative than it is to be positive.
It really is.
It's easy to dwell on the negativity than it is to become positive. It's very easy to do that. It's very
that's
easy.
The devil.
That's the devil. And it really is easy to do that. To be negative and to be so hateful and angry, that's easy. That's the easy part.
It is.
But really trying to better yourself, being positive, that's the hard part. And that's where people have to work on, like, changing the way you think and changing the way you feel. And people may have done the worst to you. They may have done the worst to you, but other people didn't do that to you. You know, some people, like, let's say I had a bad day and somebody did something to me, I'll probably take it on you. I just never rock with that. It's like, I didn't do nothing to you. I didn't do nothing to you. So it's like, it's easy for you to come at me all negative because somebody just did it to you. But
and then now I'm being negative to you.
So it's like, the focus is to be more positive and being a better version of yourself. And it's okay to have your negative moments, negative times, because that's how life is. It ain't always going to be on you. You're not always going to be on your you know, the highest level all the time. You know, we all have emotions.
You know, gumdrops.
It's not. That's not how life is. And if it is like that for you, then kudos. But mine ain't. It ain't like that all the time. You have your moments. You know, the attitude is natural. That's just what happens. But I think the important thing is to not always to just stay stuck within the negativity.
And it's okay to have an attitude, but like, I know some people, after they curse somebody out, they feel good. That's a problem.
That is a problem.
That's a problem. But it's harder to say, okay, you know what? I didn't have to do that to that person. But if those are the steps to being a better person. Okay, you may have just cursed somebody out or said something about this person and that person, but to step back and say that was wrong, and I need to fix my mindset and my attitude is the step in the right direction.
Because even though they did this to me, doesn't mean I had to give them the same energy and stoop to their level. So it's all about becoming better. So you know what you should take from this is become a better person. Focus on your mental health.
Be selfish.
And don't get dwelled all up into the negativity, because there is a light.
Amen. At the end
of the dark tunnel. So I want everybody to be blessed.
Yes.
And
we
adios.
love y'all.
Yep.